Thanks for joining me on Reset. Today I want to reset this magazine page. As you could probably tell, it has a lot of issues with its typesetting, especially the body copy. First of all, we want to look at the typeface that's being used, and I have a little setup over here that has reset what they have, and I'll show you why I'm going to pick Tisa instead of Helvetica Neue. So this Helvetica Neue is set at, it's basically 10 on 10.5. And so for Tisa, 8.75 over 12. And it has its hyphens on and its H and J's all done and everything. And overhanging punctuation as well. So I came to this typeface choice by looking at Helvetica Neue, and I've seen it a lot being used for body copy. But here's the thing. It is a very wide typeface, and its apertures are closed, so it's going to make it hard to read, especially when it's bundled together, whereas Tisa has open apertures, and the overall character width is a little bit narrower than Helvetica Neue. You can see the spacing is a little bit more generous between the characters as well. Some advice for magazines is to use a superfamily. That way you have a serif and sans serif paired together, and they have the same characteristics and character width. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this going. I've got my page set up with the guides just like theirs, and the first thing I'm going to do is, make a text box and put my content in there and get this set up. And there is something I see. There's a lot of things I see actually that we want to look at. This right here I think is apostrophe S. And these are not quite together as far as type. So I just want to bring those back up. And so on. Then I want to scrub it. Like the typical thing I would normally do is do this. And multiple space to single space. Change all. There's none, so that's good. Now how about the multiple return? Yeah, obviously we can see those there. So I'll change all those. And there we go. Now I'm going to set mine in Tisa regular. 8 3/4 by 12 over 12. Okay, it's supposed to be justified. So I want to set it like I normally would, with the exception of maybe this copy up here. So maybe I won't do that yet. What I want to do is get that image in here, and so I can get realistic on the typesetting. So this will actually come down to here, and then I have another layer for imagery. Let me put this up here for now. This I got to put on this layer. There we go. So this is our caption for the image. So on our image layer, I have the image here, and I'll put it in just similar to what they did. But I took out I'm going to put my title in here. I can lock that down. I won't use that anymore. So I want to put my box right here on the guides, and I'm not going to leave them. I'm not going to move them. And I'm going to use a cushion at the bottom to set that up there so I don't forget it. So now that we have that, we want to start with this content. Okay, so that's set correctly. I need it justified, but I also need it 3 columns, and it has a generous area alley in there. So I want that. So I'm going to set it the way I normally would, and with my hyphenation on, with these increments, and I want to turn these off. And justification, I want it 60, 80, 110, 4, 98, 102. So we have that now. So now we can make our paragraph style. Body copy. And it has all those attributes in there. Because now I have to separate my columns, but I'm going to do that through my subheads here. So I'm going to color this and make it a regular Atisa Sans heavy, like an extra bold. And now I want to make put distance in front of it. It's the same as my lead, and I want to make a style for that paragraph style, and it's connected to body copy. So now I could just go in there and do get these all set. So I have them. There's 5 of them. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So I have my images ready in a PSD. I just want the layer that I need, and I want to size it up to the same size as theirs, which is there. But I'm going to flow mine in the text. So this is in front of the benefits. So that image will go here. And this won't have anything in front of it. Actually, it will. But I want to select the image here, and I want to put some distance in front of that, keeping it somewhat equal to my lead. Okay, so now it flows. Now that I have that, I can do it again for this one, Mollissima, your fine wine advisor, but it looks like they got it under the header, whereas this is above it. So I'm going to put it above it to stay consistent and drop my other image in there, which is this one. It's not clipped quite right, so, and I'm actually going to make this a lot bigger. I'm going to need the room later. And make that clip there. Okay, so with that, I also need one more after this. So I need to put that in there because I have that ad that's over here in the corner. So I want to put that one in there. I didn't reset it or anything. I'm just using it as a placeholder. So we'll get it in there where it needs to be. Looks like these are overhanging a bit. And the height of the box I need higher. There we go. So something like this. Oh, it's got more. Yes, it does. Okay. So now with that said, I'm going to go back to this distance before this add and crank it down to maybe 10. And now I'm going to want to turn that, go to my text frame options and hit balance columns like so. And now they should start balancing out. This should end there. This one looks like it has some issues. So I may want to, if you have issues like this, you can increase your picture box and recrop. And the same with this. You need to get it down to the line. You can pull it down until, since the space is there, this needs to be recropped anyway, I think. So yeah. Yeah, let's increase that size a bit. And we got a lot of space in here that we can pick out, which is good. This guy can actually maybe even be smaller as an add. So there we have that. Now we want to put those rules in between the columns, which are in the alleys here, right? How we do that is here. If I take these two paragraphs, I want to make them shading. And I'm going to hit Option click for my paragraph shading. And I'm going to make it 50%, those lines. And I'm going to put in these numbers. And what's going to happen is it's not going to, it looks like it's selecting all the text, but with this figure here, I can make it a line. Whoops. Uh-oh. That's right. So 12, 0, B8, negative 12.75 there. And these are all, you set these all at baseline, and you want to go to the column and clip the frame. Now, if those lines aren't showing up, you might want to back this off a bit. They should appear. There they are right there. So we may want to push them farther over. There we go. So now we have those in there. It looks like that. We do have one little thing here at the bottom, which I'll just show you. We have this campaign finance with the support of the European Union. So I have a bug already set up for that. This is how I would handle that. So normally I don't key things in, but this little thing I'll key in for us. I want to put my text right with my box. There we go. So I want to take those styles off too as well. Put TISA back in here. You want regular, and I'm going to make, this is kind of like legal copy, so I'm going to make it 6/8 and spread it out a little bit so it can be seen. But I want to put my box with this box so they move together. That way I can move my text around inside the box and give it space on its left side and that kind of a thing. I can center it, and I really want more lines here like this. That's what I'm looking for. I'll bring in this because I want to return the, and just kind of center it, eyeball it vertically for that box, because these are going to be connected together like so. And so that's on this line. Have to move that later, I guess, or we can move it down this way as well, wherever the editor wants it. So now this headline, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to tackle this way. I'm going to separate these two and set the copy over here. And this is mainly because this isn't working, actually. This shouldn't have a comment on it in the header. This should just start the way it does. So I'm going to separate these two from each other, and I'll make a head for this, and let's say TISA Sans, but I'll make it thin and big. Since it's large, I can make it optical, and then I can really squeeze in the characters a bit to make it larger. Then this copy I want to set larger as well, and I may make that italic depending on how many words, but I'll do it for now. Maybe 11.5. Something like that. So now I have a completely different look, but the type itself, just looking at it, is a little bit more inviting. Some might argue this header is too small, and I would agree, actually, but just for now, since this is a small magazine page, just mainly wanted to show you how I would handle the setup. But if the magazine wanted this headline really big, another option would be to pull this up, bring this over, get it back into the 3 columns or even 2 columns. I would use 3, and set it a few lines at a time like this. And that would be a lot better than this. And that way you can get, your headline a lot larger like we had it before. more like 48 or something, right? 52, something like that. But it's still in its spot. Either way, it's just you want to try to avoid a small body copy all the way across the screen. So you can see the before and after, and that's it for today. Thank you for watching Reset with TypeEd.